You say you work with software startup founders. Can you define software? Are you looking for a specific type of founder?
Yeah, so software can be a web app or a mobile app, or even some software that processes data on the back end. Um, the help that I provide is pretty much across the board.
Hmm.
Whether it be someone, and I'll help technical and non-technical founders. So they both have, I find, gaps in their skills and experience and knowledge.
Hmm.
Some of it overlapping. So whether they're technical or non-technical, I'll help them. But a technical founder might have created some, deep tech, some AI model or something. But other than that, it's pretty much the same across the board. The supporting software around it, the business around that, the processes, the teams, the people. So the help that I provide is pretty industry agnostic um, help. And I have a process that I've developed which tries to cover everything, with the best quality.
Okay. And in a second, maybe we can get more into that process, but I'm curious how you help non-technical founders, right? If they don't have a coding or engineering background, do they need to bring on a technical co-founder, or are there solutions today where they can learn and build things on their own?
Yeah, they have options. They have options. So for those people who I'm helping, because I have a technical background, as well as being founder of my own companies, I was also CTO. So I can help them progress to a certain point before they need um, either a technical co-founder or an outsourced development team or to build their own team. Some founders want to give it a go themselves and learn Bubble, for example, like no code solution. So they do have options. And the
Hmm.
key is to, well, there are several keys, but one key is to understand their business requirements. And, that's an important step before you start thinking about actual apps and wireframing and, that kind of thing. Um, so that's one step which they can do. But also, if they do go down the route of a technical co-founder, then it's such an important decision to make that it shouldn't be rushed. So I actually advise and I help people not to need straight away. You said straight away, definitely not. If they can
Hmm.
avoid it,
Okay.
it gives them, not only allows them to do a lot themselves with the help, it also allows them, it gives them more time, less pressure. They can interview more people, look for more people and find the right co-founder because it's so important. And it's a process. Finding a co-founder isn't just about finding someone who you want to work with and that's it. It's a whole process that I take people through to try to maximize the chances of getting, the best co-founder.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we get into that a bit more, but I want to go back to, you mentioned Bubble, and I've heard of Bubble, and I'm curious for someone maybe like myself, or like we're talking about a non-technical person, how easy is it to build something that is a feasible product or going from idea to product? Is it because it appears, you hear no code, you're like, oh, this sounds great, but I'm sure
Yeah,
it's messier than that.
yeah. I For prototyping, if you want to go a little bit further than your Figma clickable wireframes prototype, if you want to have a little bit more, so something to actually let customers play with, then it's doable. I mean, and some people even write their version one product with Bubble. I personally think it's not quite a false economy, but there are pros and cons. You've got the pro of it's cheaper, you can get to market quicker, um, and even if you pay someone else to do it, it's actually cheaper to do that. But it has downsides like there's a question mark over scalability. It's only scalable up to a point. For
Hmm.
example, if you have a solution where you're expecting hundreds of thousands of users, it might not be adequate. Or
Hmm.
if you want to get investment, investors sometimes are nervous about not having your own IP, your own software, your own app that you're in total control of, relying on a platform that's maintained by a huge group of people. But of course, even if there's a chance you want eventually to have your own app, you've got to think about your migration strategy, and so it's as I said, it's not quite a false economy, but it's something you've got to go in with your eyes open. And I try to, the help I give to founders, whether they're going to use Bubble or there are some other solutions out there, whether they're going to try to do it themselves or bring someone on in-house or pay someone externally to do that, whichever their strategy is, they should go in with their eyes open and evaluate all the options, the pros and the cons, and think into the future as well. Think about future possible requirements.